Good evening, everyone. We are here this evening to discuss Batmen who have decided to leave Gotham City and come to the Death Star. We are waiting for the culprit in question to join us, but for now, we have from Collective Minds, Mr. Jerry Bourne.
Hello, everyone.
And we also have joining us from Sithcast and the Paradox Nerd himself, Mr. PJ Espy.
It's your boy. What's up, guys?
Oh yes,
It's
long
been a
time
while.
no talk, my people. We both of these gentlemen will be at said X Mansion next week and feasting on the dark side meat. Pause.
Oh, love dark side meat.
Oh yes.
The darker,
And,
the better.
Pause. You see, but you know how what's been going on, Jay? We haven't talked in a while, and you know, pieces coming in or anything been going on, and you know what's been happening. I saw you guys had a 4-way pause live unboxing of the Vera by Mr. Franco Carlissimo.
We did. That's very nice statue.
It is. It really is. I'm glad it got made.
Yeah, there was like a 4. Wait, oh, I remember.
Yeah, 4-way. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. We got somebody.
Pause.
We pause. We got the king of X-Men Studios in the house, ladies and
Speaking of
gentlemen.
pause, there's no pausing here.
There's
Play,
no
play.
Oh,
No,
you like to run red lights, huh?
The king also will be at X Mansion next week, and we have the dark side, the first appearance of the dark side salmon. Pause.
Oh, nice.
Hey guys,
yes.
gotta watch out for Jerry, because you know Jerry make you burn your food.
But youngest,
Me?
I remember that. Like we were like, Jerry, the shit on fire. And he was like, what are you talking about? He was like, Jerry, the shit is on fire behind you. Smoke and shit was going like this.
That was on the grill, right?
Yeah.
We all yelling like, Jerry, move.
Thor, your last man. Your last just asking for a friend. Really hit me in my feels, man.
With Nilda?
No. What's her name?
Nilda.
Nilda, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that she had the estate. Man, I was like, I wish I would find some estate sales.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Emperor, my brother, appreciate you, my man.
What's up, Emperor?
I wish you could come over. Yeah, the estate sale, yeah, and all it. So
I gotta watch that one yet.
That would a lot of that stuff she was talking about. I used to have as a kid.
Yes,
and I'm like, man, this stuff is worth what?
Yes. Well,
what was it? Star Wars toys?
Star Wars toy. Well, she collects. She used to work at what was it? It was a toy store, right?
Yeah, like an antique.
Yeah. And they used to get all Turtles, Transformers, GJ, all that stuff. And
she said she got a whole lot, or LOT, you know, not a lot, but a lot of Transformer toys. And you know, the OGs, the originals, not this crap that they put out now, that plastic crap, that stuff, you know, this stuff that they got that's nasty. No, they got the old school stuff. And I was just sitting there in my feels like, man, I wish I would come across something like that, man. Oh, man.
Now, I used to work with a guy in the late 80s, and him and his wife would go to Toys R Us every time we got a paycheck and load up a shopping cart full of, you know, G.I. Joe's, Transformers. I thought he was crazy at the time, but I can't imagine what kind of collection. Everything was, you know, he was just buying it all and hoarding it away. I imagine he must have some crazy
stuff. But to be honest, like, you just don't know what things become valuable. I mean, I would have never thought that Pokemon cards would be selling for $2 million.
Huh? Well, yeah, they do. Yeah. But see, the thing is, you don't ever go into something expecting it to be valuable.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we collect for the passion and the love, right? So that's why I don't get the slabs and all that stuff. I don't get it because I buy books to read books, right? And I get a kick and I get a joy out of doing such things. So if I do happen to have like a couple of books of the same book, which I did idiot stuff like that, then I'll send one to go get slabbed. But I gotta have that turn the page. It was always what's on the next page feeling to myself,
Yeah.
Like, what are they gonna do? I'm not into modern books now either.
I mean, I was about to ask it, is anybody still reading? Because I stopped reading about 6 years ago.
I still collect like some Star Wars comics, but even
I want to get some of those. Yeah, this Fallen Empire, whatever this stuff is, and I want to check that out. But
I don't know. It's just
really
look at the face he makes.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like
it's just like some. I mean, some things are like cool, like first appearances and stuff like that. When some of your books become valuable. I mean, I collect Star Wars comics. I just can't collect all of them. I mean, I can't collect like Marvel, DC.
Yeah, too much money too.
It's too much money. Yeah, plus I collect statues. So. Yeah. But in the most part, though, I don't know. I just haven't read like a really good comic book recently.
I don't like.
I don't know if you guys have.
No, I get trade paperbacks. I can afford trade paperbacks now, right? Mm-hmm. Because I don't care about how valuable that book would be as the single book. I care about the story itself. So I go get the trade paperback and I'll read it. It's $12.99, whatever, and you get the complete line, you get the complete story, and you read it. Like the Hulk right now. That was a good run, like Space Hulk or whatever. If the Jets can do that this year, boy, I think I'll
got these Bill fans coming on here, Jack. Make sure Stephon Diggs make the camp, my man. Holla.
But it's I don't know. I don't like the agenda that they're pushing. Yeah, man. It's like every character has to have some ambiguous agenda. Yeah. Or we have to include girls in this. Oh, we can't make girls too sexualized. These books was made for young boys that were, what was it? A
coming of age?
Yeah, puberty. I got Miss Marvel in her original, the XM Miss Marvel, because those books was driving me nuts. Her and Spider-Woman, Jesus, crackers with
She-Hulk for me, Jack.
Yes, sir. Woo. Yes, but these, they lose it. They lose what was the intention, was to grab the imagination of young men, to bring them in, like to stop them from doing whatever they were doing. Right. Yeah. So whatever violence that you did get in the books, like Hulk versus Thor, the Hulk versus the Thing, those splash pages, when they hit each other, whatever aggression that you had, it was in the books. You lost it into the books right there. Right. He's like, I can't wait to get that next book. And then, the female characters, once you saw their powers and stuff like that, then it changed into, oh, she's no longer just a sex symbol. She can also hang out with Spider-Man and do these things with Spider-Man. So I don't know. I think they lost the mentality of where there was with what they were trying to do. Get the imaginations of the young males, because at that time we were gatekeep, latchkey kids. Get behind the door, get your comic books, you read, you go watch some cartoons, play with your G.I. Joes and your Transformers. Your moms come home, your pops come home, and boom, you were entertained, right? Now
it's
political agenda books.
Well, it's a different climate now too, man. Like, kids nowadays, they don't go out and play. They play video games all day long. They are on their phones. They're on TikTok. I mean, to be honest, I don't know about you guys, but like I go to my local Dunkin' Donuts to get a cup of coffee, and I don't see people like with their kids with their bikes just hanging out. I see kids doing TikTok right in front of the Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm like,
I don't even think, is there even a comic rack in 7-Eleven anymore? I don't even think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think there's newsstand at all anymore.
Yeah. But it's just a different climate. I want to know where everything's heading, especially with, with some of these comic book movies, I feel that there's a, after Endgame, literally that was the Endgame for Marvel.
For me, that was it for me, for real. Like,
it was like
this new stuff. I was like, I can't. I didn't watch Loki. I didn't watch WandaVision. I watched Winter Soldier and them. What is this? Quantumania been on here for like a month.
I
just don't care. I don't know what it is. It's just where are they going with it,
To be honest, the best like movie I watched all year was Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh
I just
yes.
Okay,
sir.
y'all talk about that because I wasn't a fan of the first one per se, but
Oh
I
no,
didn't
no.
see this.
All right. So
it,
you want to go first, PJ?
well, I'll just go real quick. I mean, it's just like from the music, and mind you, like I'm a kid from like the 90s hip hop, R&B, you know, a lot of the music from there, early 2000s. You know, I really couldn't get into a lot of the music nowadays. I feel like, I mean, you give me a beat, I could make up like some sort of lyrics, you know, spit in your mouth or spit in my mouth, and just give me a good beat, spit in my orifice, all orifice. And the thing too is that like you could make stupid like lyrics, and as long as you have a beat, it becomes a hit. You know, for example, and I have a point. It's coming across, it's gonna come soon. But
Well,
boss, play pause. But is basically like Lil Yachty. Like, I mean, the dude's, his lyric, one of his songs, it was it's cold like Minnesota. I'm like, I was like, what the, okay. But anyway, long story short, my point is Metro Boomin, the soundtrack for his Spider-Verse was off the hook. I don't know what it was, but it was really good. The story, there
you
was
talk
so
about the
much
second one, right?
the second one, yeah.
Yeah. The soundtrack.
The soundtrack
was,
is really good. I think it became like one of the second most downloaded soundtrack of all time in
You know
Spotify.
why?
Why?
All right. So the first movie, the first thing you remember most is the Post Malone song,
Yeah, Sunflower,
right?
yeah.
So you expected,
Mm-hmm.
and that song blew up
Mhm.
because of the movie was so good. It was the
Mhm.
movie was an incredible movie, but the soundtrack just fit it, right?
Mhm.
So the song went, and so did the soundtrack. And anytime you saw the videos, they were connected.
Yeah.
This movie did something that I didn't think it could do. One, it surpassed the first one. Two, the whole soundtrack as a whole stands out, not
Mhm.
just one song,
Yes,
right?
I agree.
So what they were able to do was separate themselves from the music, but keep the music as an integral part. What I also loved in the second film was the duality of both characters, of Spider-Gwen and Miles, right?
Mhm.
So you got a chance to see how both characters are in this coming of age, going to college, transcending from a childhood to a semi-adulthood, you know, the teenage, that space that you feel like you don't belong, you don't know where you fit in, you're trying to get to the point where you actually are an adult, and your parents don't know how to handle you because you have this extra pressure on you, but you're trying to do, but you just feel like you're stepping on rakes. And what I saw in this movie, and what I love about this movie the most, is I think this is a seminal movie for young girls and young boys, that they understand that it's a process and you're going to belong in this life, right? Also, if you're having a problem with your teens and you don't know how to talk to them, go see this movie with them,
Yeah.
right? Sit down with them and get a chance to understand they're trying too,
Yeah.
right? And because I took my son to see it, and my son is like, wow, wow, I really get it. He was really into it, and it allowed me to talk to him in a kinder way because I understand he's trying as well. This film surpasses the first one in every area, but it's not a child's film because the
Yeah.
issues are semi-adult teenage
Yeah.
issues.
It's heartfelt. It's a lot of like, you know, it's a good story. You know, it's battling your like inner, like your decisions, like
Yes.
decisions in your life that will affect you tremendously. And I feel like, you know, with the comic books, just going back to some of the Spider-Man comic books, it did tap into a lot of that, you know, like hard decisions and things
Yeah.
that will affect your life, that will make you who you are as a person. Because, you know, in the movie, and I'm not giving away too much,
Yeah.
a lot of people were like,
spoilers.
the death of, you know, of Uncle Ben made us.
Yeah, the fact that certain things had to be canon inside a Spider-Man's arc, that you can't change certain things. It was like we were sitting in a writers meeting, right? And all the writers was there like, okay, if you're gonna do a Spider-Man, you must have these 3 things. And Miles is like, I don't need those 3 things. But if you take away those 3 things, this stuff will happen and this stuff will go wrong. Like, I don't need those 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes the movie. This is the reason why in this universe, Miles is such an anomaly. And I also feel this is why Miles stuck. Where we had Scarlet Spider, he never stuck. You had Superior Spider-Man, he never stuck. You had certain characters that they tried to replace Peter with, they never stuck. But for some reason, Miles stuck. Was it because he was Afro Hispanic that is stuck? I don't think so. I think it was more the character had more depth inside, and it didn't follow the same prerequisite of having those 3 things that are canon in every Spider-Man's universe for him to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, when he goes, nah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's so basically the theme is be the master of your own story.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
I think that's like to me like the best advice. Like master your story.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Miles is doing. Is mastering his story.
Let me ask you a question.
He's not following like the
script.
the cookie cutter Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben dies. I gotta be a
Let me ask you a question without going into spoilers, right? How do you feel about the ending?
Oh, it's
yes.
It's like oh my goodness, I can't wait for the next one. It's just gonna be it's gonna be so much things that will really like it's tapping into your human emotions and like things like make you think like if I do this, it's gonna affect this, and it's just
it was perfect in the sense that they didn't want to rush a movie to tell a story. They didn't want to to cut certain things out to fit in a time frame. They actually understood that this story needed to be told in this manner.
It's organic.
It was great. It was
organic. There was nothing forced down your throat.
Yes.
There was no like, okay, here's the list. Here's the list that they gave us. We gotta like make sure.
And we didn't get none of that. We're trying to turn your kid over to question their sexuality at no point in time. I have a problem with that. I have a huge problem with that as a father with kids and stuff like that. We have children that are trying to find where they belong in this life, like what they want to do. I don't think that comic books, cartoons, or any form of social media should push children in a direction while they're at a questioning point, right? I think that stuff should be left up to the parents and stuff like that. But we have other social constructs that are changing our children's thought process and trying to push them in a direction. I'm opposed to that stuff, but that's why you got to watch these movies with your kids and watch the programs with your kids.
Yeah.
With your kid in front of a television nowadays. We don't have the Saturday morning stuff no more. But did you get a chance to see Transformers?
I watched Transformers with my kids.
The last one?
Yeah, the music was off. I was like
crazy.
I hit Prime get whooped all up and down the block. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he did. But the music though, Thor, it was like the 90s hip hop. It was just like I was like, all right, it was like one after another. It was like one. I was like, all right,
all those the Wu-Tang, Biggie, those Nas.
They were bringing
it. You felt so
Tribe Called Quest,
everything, because it was a period piece. It was what was it? The 94 period piece. I think it was 94.
Yeah.
And this is directly after the Bumblebee film. So really, this film is part 2 to Bumblebee, and I love the fact that they used the characters that they had as the resources. Right, you wasn't going to get the whole Transformers the movie roster because you don't have enough CGI budget, and you have to pick your places wisely. I thought they did that. I thought they picked a couple of Transformers wisely. The fact that this is not a spoiler. They got Unicron, and who was Unicron's avatar? That was dope. If you watch Transformers the movie, the cartoon,
Oh yeah.
This is the
Remember that?
closest. Yes,
I
this is
love
the
it. Dude, I love
closest
that movie.
live action movie that we got to that cartoon.
Really?
Yes, though I mean, the essence of the cartoon will never be surpassed. But this thing here, what they did here, they have so many hallmarks to the TV show, to that movie, and to original formula, without being all Michael Bay'd up, too much explosions, too much stuff, with a lot of heart in it. It was a really, really good film. And the last end credit, well, I have 2 end credit scenes. One end credit scene is so important to our childhood that it made me hug a dude next to me that I didn't even.
Don't hug nobody next to you, Jesus.
Crazy. It was absolutely
He's like, what the
crazy.
hell? Okay.
No, he hugged me too. Like we was 2 gray beards, like absolutely crazy.
I remember that the Transformers cartoon. You got the touch.
That's it.
Oh my when this song. Yeah, I don't know if you guys watch Boogie Nights. You guys
Not
watch
Boogie Nights.
Oh my Mark
yeah,
Wahlberg in that movie was funny as hell, but yeah, in Boogie Nights he starts singing that
Just
song
don't watch
too.
the end. Pause.
Yeah, for sure.
or pause the end.
Yeah, pause the end.
No,
For real.
don't pause the end.
I was like, what in the hell?
Roller Girl. I love Roller Girl in that movie. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that was a good movie. But yeah, no, I'm just
about my man's Thor's flowers that he should be receiving for this, asking for a friend. My man has carved out such a beautiful lane for himself.
Not just for me. It's I'm trying
it's much read. I mean, much watch TV, man.
That's well, I appreciate that.
That was good. Yeah, a lot of good.
Sorry, go ahead, PJ.
No, it was. I was fortunate enough to be in one episode, and you two us too.
All 3 of y'all were.
Yeah, I know.
Jerry's hadn't come on yet though.
Yeah, Jerry's.
Jerry's. Yeah, they're saving the best for last.
Oh, I think mine is probably not one of the better ones.
I don't.
Stop.
Everybody's like, I got one tomorrow, and the guy he's watching now. I ain't gonna tell you who it is, but he was like, "Man, I'm really not." I said, "Bro, everybody is interesting in their own way." You know what I mean? And it's just you just tell your story, so it's all good. Everything be fine.
You gotta get to some of the old school.
I've been trying to, man. They I've
Mac.
We can't. Can we find him? I don't know where the hell Mac is.
Try hit him up on Instagram.
He's on IG.
He's on IG. Yeah, hit him up on IG.
You need to.
I miss that guy, man.
What's this guy's name?
I'm waiting on Cartel and Gina.
Yes,
and,
the cartel from hell.
I'm waiting on him. He's getting his stuff together, and I'm trying to. It's hard, kind of coordinating with Alex and Gio just had kids, so
yeah,
it's kind of hard. And Alex, he's kind of I'm working trying to get that one too. But
what about the guy that was on the show with Gina?
Who?
Chris.
Oh, you mean B Mother?
Yeah.
I'll try.
He was pretty good.
Yeah,
his videos were cool.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
I also got to commend you on the fact that you're such a honorable dude.
Oh man,
you're such a
don't do it to me, bro.
You know why? Because you did something. It's not. I guess the community probably didn't think that you would, but I know what type of man you are. And you got a chance to show the rest of the world what type of man that you are with one of the asking for friends, and it just put a smile on my face when I saw it coming soon. I was like, yeah. And so I think that one is going to probably be your most watched one, because if it intrigued me from just the thumbnail,
right?
I'm pretty sure that it intrigued 90% of the crowd.
Probably.
But what I wanted to say was, I see a lot of people try to take the DCX formula and try to do something with it, like let me do my own DCX formula. But and there's nothing wrong with doing that, because imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
That's true.
But what you did was you showed how multifaceted you was, and it was just not a one-trick pony. And you was just like, hold my beer, let me see if you can do this too. Like, so let's see if they can get that together. Why are you showing me the room now, man? I wanted to wait till I got there.
You talk about trying to hunt people. We need this man on there. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I know he busy though, bro. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Plus, I know you're getting ready for we talking about the getting ready, just asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He said he's just a friend.
I can't wait. You know what I say, right? All like minds think the same. That the red couch, man. I got one inside too.
I know, dude.
I love it.
But I mean, I've known Thor for quite some time now, like around like 5 years. I think 5-6 years now. But I mean, I just love the fact that it's with DCX is something unique, but then he's even doing something even more different, which is like kind of like asking, interviewing everyone from the community, because at the end of the day, it's like, I know sometimes we get divided, whether it be through a piece, people like, oh, I like this piece. Oh, it's off. It looks off. Oh. And then you got all different shows that have their own, thing, and everyone's trying to. But at the end of the day, it's like it's all about like honestly collecting, and just that's why I love going to the Collector's BBQ, because it's just like I don't know, it's something I can't describe, but when you're there, it's just like people are like different groups are just talking. One group is talking about comics, one group is talking about statues, another group is talking about movies. Thor's doing some, doing his magic with the smoker, just that's what I signed up for as a collector. Right. That's what I signed up for when I joined these groups. That's what I signed up when I became friends with you guys, is that connection, so I'm very happy. Everything happened through DCX, to be honest, so
yep.
PJ, let me ask you this. How would you think about this? How would you feel about me interviewing the dude that used to run Collectorverse?
No, man.
You think it would work?
I think it would work, man. I mean, okay. Yeah, I mean, Richard, it's I think we started through there, but I talk to him here and there once in a while, and he's still a cool guy, man. I hold no grudges at the end of the day. Yeah. Life's too short to hold grudges. So
that's true.
Yeah, I have no idea what any of that
means. This was when I say this was prehistoric, Yeah. And we all met on this prior to Darth Castle was around, but before DC we on this thing called Collector, and the channel's still up. Yeah. Y'all want to see us in our infancy, y'all going there and
I was skinnier.
I was fatter.
At some point in time, we all was skinnier.
Yeah.
We need this. We need this man on there. We need the Todd. Todd father on there too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The old Todd dinner.
We're gonna serve.
You guys have said a lot of things, and I got a lot of things to say. But you know what, man? It's never fun. It's never fun to say what you really feel.
Well, that's what it's for, though. You know what I mean? It's like we find out what's really going on. So
what's
it's
really
like
going on.
Yeah, what's really going on?
I don't know, man. You know what? PJ said it best. The hobby's got a lot of things, and people are divided. I just want to say that it's not personal. I just don't like some people's content. That's just what it is. Like, I'm sure they're great. I'm sure they're great in person. I just don't like their content. And I'm sure there's people who don't like mine.
And you know what? And that's what the interview thing is about, to find out what they're like behind all that stuff.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah. And I just, I'm sure that there's people who are like, I don't like this guy's content. That's totally cool. They don't have to like what I put out.
That's why they got a block button.
But
yeah.
exactly, bro. That block button is beautiful because for me, it's like I don't like what your content is. I could just block it.
Yep.
Yeah. See ya. I don't have to. I don't have to look at you anymore. I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to hear you talk, and you don't have to listen to me either. That's the beauty. But something tells me that they'll still be listening. So that's the way I feel about things.
How I see things is, first of all, I'm in my own little world. I'm not on Facebook. I'm on Twitter 90% of the time. All right. So 90% of the time I'm on Twitter. And if I do happen to go over to Facebook, I go to Facebook and I see, oh, somebody's birthday. Oh, I'm sorry. Happy birthday. You know, it's like 2 weeks later. My bad. Happy birthday. Right? And I'm not on Instagram and I'm never in the beat. What I hate the most is I get like a DM and it's so stupid. Oh man, did you hear what happened where? First of all, you're a grown-ass man. Second of all, you should not be asking me if I heard anything like that. I think that's, listen, I grew up in the 80s, in the 90s. I'm a male chauvinistic pig. So I believe I grew up with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. I grew up when Kratos had 3 women in the bed. He wasn't babysitting somebody else's kid. I grew up in a whole bunch of other stuff. So my views on life is different. Archie Bunker and all that stuff raised me.
Fred Sanford, pause.
Exactly. So how I was raised was women gossip, men don't. Right. And that's how I was raised. So that's my whole mentality. So when somebody texts me, hey, what's going on? Listen, man, I don't do that, and I'm not into that. Leave me alone with that, and don't do that. Men don't do that. Leave that alone. So I would never know. So like a lot of times people's like, oh, it's beef going on in there. Why would I know? Now, is somebody bothering my friend? Now that's a different thing. Now I have to have a side, and you already know what side I'm going to be on if you're bothering my friend. Right? That's it.
Man, that's exactly, David, it's like me and you haven't even talked about this. And it's like, the wavelength is just so even. It's so even because
we grew up in the same time.
It must fucking be, because if you talk about my friend, we are not friends. Like, bro, that's just that is where the line gets drawn. I didn't draw it. You drew it. You talk about my friend, we are not friends. We cannot be friends. We will not be friends. We will never be friends. Those are my friends. You talk about my friends, we cannot be friends.
Thank you.
You can pretend like we're friends. You can try to make everybody think we're friends, but we will not be friends.
Exactly.
So that's how I feel.
Yeah, I agree,
really
man.
Nice. I'm glad that you feel the same way.
No, I agree too, man. And it's a shame because when I first started YouTube, right, and going back to the Collectorverse era, whatever, and I was still kind of new. I was still getting to know people. In the most part, I was maybe naive or maybe ignorant. I thought everyone was nice. We all shared the same passion. But the more I did YouTube, right, the number one thing I realized are people will screw you over for likes and views. They will sell their soul. They will sell their soul to the devil if they could get like 1 million views on that one video. They would.
Can I be clear about one thing? I want to be clear about one thing. Because a lot of dudes ask me, oh, you stop doing KOS, you stop doing this, and you stop doing that. What I noticed was, and what I hated about what people was turning it into or what they wanted it to be. All right. First, I don't buy statues to have some fake competitive race with somebody. Financially, everybody's on a different wavelength, right? That's one. Two, I don't want to be the first person to do an unboxing. Once it turns into, I got to be first to get an unboxing.
Oh yeah, you know about that, right?
Damn problem, right? And then I'm not going to turn my collection over every 5 seconds just to meet some weird standard to get some weird clicks and get some weird views. Anytime I start a KOS,
some people will do that. That's cool, man.
I've noticed it. It's disgusting to me.
Yeah.
So this is the reason why it hasn't been a video in 2 years.
Yeah.
I've still been collecting, but I don't have to post it, right? Because it was always a private thing. And then when I was doing it, because somebody was saying, "Oh, why don't you keep the content for yourself?" No, I was unboxing with my friend. I was unboxing with Thor. I was unboxing because I was doing it alone by myself, right? And it felt kind of boring. It felt kind of isolated. And I was like, man, how can I do it? And then when, I got invited, I was like, yo, I unbox it down. It'll be a thing, and it's fun. And then I could do a little video, and I could put it up, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And then it turned into something stupid. Then I said, I got to change this. I'm out of the rat race. I can easily say I don't care no more, right? To do it.
Yeah.
But I do care about the collection part. I don't need to chase likes, chase views, or try to be number one in a space that I don't care to be number one in that space. Because when I look over at his collection, he's in a space that I don't want to invade. And he's marvelous in his space, right? Like Vader's in a space that I don't want to invade. He's marvelous in a space. Jerry's in a space. You're in a space that I don't want to invade, but I want to view your space through your eyes, right? And I want to be happy for you. I found there was a lot of jealousy and backstabbing.
Oh, yeah.
And
amen.
I just said,
and it's the same way too, because I mean, Thor knows, Thor, he knows, because I always talk to him. I know how many times I got screwed, and I always give people like, the benefit of the doubt. And I'm like, damn, they screwed me because they wanted the views. Like you ruined our friendship just because you wanted to be the first to do something on YouTube or review and it's a shame because that's why I say, when I say you sell your soul to the devil, because you sacrifice a good friendship for what? So that the likes and views actually make you feel special. I mean, you got something wrong if you need a justification to be, to justify like your existence on Earth through likes and views. Then you got some mental issues. That's just all I'm saying. It
is literally trying to become all right. The space is so tiny. This space, you can't be what you think you're going to be without the backing of certain companies in this space, right?
Yeah.
So they fool themselves by buying all these statues, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then flipping this. 1 minute I want to do bust, 1 minute I want to be this, 1 minute I want to be that. My collection pretty much is the same, except for when I went from Sideshow to XM.
Yeah,
still got Sideshow stuff up there I'm trying to sell.
I mean,
but it's just you got to collect for yourself. Like I don't know. I get a joy out of looking at certain, statues. I sit there and can look at one statue for like an hour. And my girl was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm reliving every comic book that I read with this guy here."
Well, let me ask you this. Like, I know people like, they think they want to be YouTube famous and things like this. But let me ask you guys this. Is there ever been like a really famous like YouTuber that is like, a statue reviewer that does it like on an everyday basis? Oh, Tim's already laughing. But I'm just saying, is there anybody that does it for a living, like where they're just
famous? It's so silly. We're the only ones here.
We're
the only ones here.
Yeah,
I mean, that part makes me laugh. It's like people think that like the outside world views statue content. Like we're the only ones here. Like, bro, it's like a bunch of people just trying to be the cool guys in the same room.
With the same people.
With the same people. Yeah, exactly.
The same person. They got the same statue that you got. We're selling statues back and forth to each other.
But can I tell you, like, I kind of like disconnect. You know what's so refreshing is that I disconnected myself from a lot of Facebook groups, like, because like I think one time I like checked, like I just checked for the Superman thing. Oh my god! Oh no, Superman, like, the J&D Superman, Christopher Reeves. Oh my gosh. When I'm looking at the comments, I'm like, oh my, thank goodness I disconnected myself, because everyone's like, oh my god, it looks great. Oh, it doesn't look great. Oh, but this, and they start dissecting it, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, if it doesn't, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Don't buy it. Simple as that.
Very
You
simple.
know, it's just like back and forth. It's just like, oh my god. But I mean, imagine back then when I first started, like, you know, not with YouTube, but just collecting statues. Like, I was engulfed in those comments where I'm like, you know, oh wait, or they're your statue. Like, say your statue shows up in, like, you know, in a post, like, right, like, oh, the rogue Sideshow Rogue doesn't look, it looks off. It looks like Fergie. It looks like this. It looks like
Looks like
that.
Fergie.
You
I
know,
remember
looks like
they used to
Angelina.
say that.
Yes, they used to
They
say
said it
that,
looked like
and then
Fergie,
people
yeah.
be like, all this and all that, and people get like so butthurt. I'm like, all right.
You don't think that looks like Fergie?
No, I mean, I think it looks like Angelina Jolie though, a little bit.
It kind of looked like Fergie.
Kind of looks like Fergie, but Fergie is, oh my god.
It's for delicious.
I think it's more Fergie than Jolie.
I think Tim is starting to look more and more like Wolverine every time I see him.
I'm getting gray though, bro.
No, he's got like the nice beard going.
It's the salt and pepper look.
So Tim, have you been getting X-Mansion prepared for all these heathens that's going to enter your airspace next Saturday?
I'm not ready, bro.
Not ready?
He's not ready months ago.
Bro, there's so much stuff that has to be done. This week is crunch time, man. I got so much stuff to do.
Shirts look dope.
Yeah, the shirts look dope. I
Yeah,
gotta
the
go
shirts
through
look
them,
dope.
Jerry. I'm sorry, I haven't had a minute.
Jerry, I didn't know if I was on that list of pre-order. I didn't know, so I got it. I think I.
Oh, you're on it. I think.
I am.
I think so.
Oh, then I need to send you your money.
I need to wait. Jerry, were you able to get me? I wasn't sure.
I got to count. I think I got some extras. What size do you need?
Medium or large?
I think I ordered a couple extras of large and XL.
Oh, let me know. I'll send you money.
It looks dope as hell. Yo, Jerry,
cool,
just DM me your PayPal stuff. I'll send you the money.
Okay.
Yeah, same here, Jerry.
It's cool. I mean, you know, it's like why make the shirts? It's like, you know, when you're wearing it, you're kind of like, man, this is cool. You know, it's about being part of something, you know, and 6 years running, bro.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
Thanks, Mojo.
That's from Scotty Young.
Yeah, so it's I think it's 2 separate Scotty Young images, and I photoshopped them together. Because every year it's just Wolverine shirt, and I'm like, nah, man, Vader's out here fucking grilling all these ribs and smoking shit all fucking day. He's putting a full 8-hour day in of work.
I mean, you know? It's you putting it on though, man. You know what I mean? Like, see, here's the thing. People mistake this, you know, because I keep hearing people saying it's a DCX thing. Bro, you started this thing. We didn't start that. Way before there was DCX, you started this Collector BBQ. You know, and then one year I said, okay, I just made some ribs and bought them up. And then one year Vader used the Sith mind trick and said, yo, get you a pit barrel cooker so I can come up there and make the shit fresh. You're like, okay, so that's what we started doing.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, I'm always happy to do it. You know, first because I want some ribs.
It's not really labeled like a DCX barbecue, but
no,
because it's not. I mean, it wasn't designed to be a DCX thing. It was just designed to be a thing for people to get together. Yeah. You know, I just it's hard for me to post it in every group, and you know, sometimes there's people that, you know, I don't want like an absolute stranger coming to my house. At least want somebody who I've communicated with. So it just happened to be that, you know, when we started doing DCX stuff, you know, it's always the same people. That's again why I say nobody's famous. It's the same people. It's the same people are in all the shit. So it's like,
yeah,
you know. So I just said, all right, we'll put the invite out through DCX, and that'll be the way that it goes.
Yeah. But
every year, without fail, somebody says, how come nobody told me about this? I didn't know about it. I live in New Jersey, and I'm like, bro, I don't even want to fucking hear it, dude. Just, bro, I'll do it.
It's every year, right? For how many years now?
Every single year. Somebody messages me and says, why didn't I know about this, dude? I'll come next year. And I'm like, I tried.
And then
I
they,
tried to
and you know
post
what?
it.
They don't show up next year.
Yeah, but I try to post it and say, hey, you're welcome to come. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. It was absolutely the most familiar feeling.
Mhm.
When I pulled into the driveway, it felt familiar.
It's weird, right? I felt
Yep.
the same.
It-
I felt the same too, and we had only spoken a few times, but the second I saw you, I was like, man, I fucking know this guy, bro.
Exactly.
It felt so good, dude. It's really special, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you feel the same, man.
It's
Damn, I'm getting hungry now.
Yo, I get FOMO so bad because I'm seeing this guy slap together that meat. Pause.
Yeah.
And he's seasoning it up, and you guys are just chowing down. And I'm like, man, I picked the wrong lifetime to stop eating meat. And I've seen him getting the stuff ready. You're muted, though. You're muted.
Cog showed up. He looked at me. He said, "You doing the Lord's work."
Oh, I told him next week because he just got back from California. Yes.
Who's
I'm going, and
His
I told
cousin.
him, I told him if I will go get you. So I
Hell
said,
yeah,
I said I don't want to hear anything.
Wait, whose cousin?
Dope as hell.
My cousin.
His cousin. You ever watched the Lord's?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The host. That's his cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming. Oh shit.
He came 2 years ago. 2 years ago. He came. Yeah.
So
Oh, dope! I'm
he
glad
eats
he's
meat.
coming, man. That's great.
So he was like, yes, this is amazing.
Yeah.
The s'mores. It's just
S'mores with a bone.
Yeah, man.
It just felt very familiar, and that is the best compliment that I can give, because you didn't feel like you were in a foreign land. You felt like you was in Switzerland. Like,
yep.
This is
now
neutral
imagine
fun.
now imagine if I turn cameras on. That shit would be so awkward, bro. Everybody like you start changing, you become different. It's like it's not about that.
Well, yeah, that and,
like personas.
and you take yourself out of the moment too.
Yeah, bro.
Right? You
We took probably like what, 2 or 3 pictures?
Yeah,
I had to take a
We
picture.
took a lot of pictures. We did.
I had
take a
to
lot
take a
of
picture.
I
with
mean,
Jerry.
pictures I think is fine, but if you're starting to film for like your channel, then
we go
it's
live
weird.
for the giveaways, which there's Spec Fiction actually sent a statue for the grand prize giveaway again.
He sent an XM Darth Revan, right?
Boy, I'm gotta be in this.
He said an XM Darth Revan.
No, I wish he did.
No, it's,
I'd be entering that.
Which one?
it's
I know you got an extra XM Darth Revan in their warehouse somewhere, Jack. That's what we need.
Yo, let him give away the Vara. Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. I think Vara's all sold out though, maybe.
Yeah. That's all. We got some more Revans that we don't need no Maliks. We need Revan. With a Revan.
Send both of them. They go together.
But yeah, so that we go live for that because
But no, what he sent for real?
He sent the Legendary Beast XM Studios 1/7 scale Spider-Man.
Oh my!
Oh snap!
The one with the big explosion. So that's the grand prize giveaway, and then
okay, that's
and
what's
then
up.
a long time.
Look at the king.
I'm not lucky, but God let me be lucky that day.
Yeah, and then how about a Zion art Revon?
Really?
Well, that's what
my
Spec is
dude.
asking right now.
I can't lie. Even though he has pissed me off,
He's
he has
right.
pissed me off to the highest of festivity. I knew you would laugh, Jerry. Because he got 2 statues. He's holding 2 statues behind some invisible paywall. That looks ridiculous.
Yeah,
Behind some invisible paywall. Because
Wait a
he's
minute.
supposed to do
Wait a
my
minute.
gods of Egypt, right? And yeah,
Oh, hold on. Wait,
why does he look dark?
Ark, just don't move, okay? Don't move. I'm just going to
Zip.
unzip my.
What's that?
I thought I was supposed to open my mouth. I'm sorry.
Where's the lotion?
Oh,
It puts the lotion on the skin.
oh, it gets the hose.
Are we still live? Is that what's happening?
We just getting started, Ark.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
has
supposed to
to
do
do
my
with
I'm a-
body.
I'm a-
I got 2 statues I got to get from this guy.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. This is just professional advice. Okay. If you ever gonna show up to a barbecue, you need to show up for this barbecue. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I ain't gonna tell
You know, and
Dude,
You
time we
need
talk
to
about
show
this,
up for this one. That's all I'm
I'm
gonna
getting
say.
really
what were
hungry
you saying
now.
before I jumped in, King? You were saying often imitated, never duplicated.
Backstory.
It seems
nobody
really
gonna-
funny. It
Ain't
seems real
nobody.
funny that a bunch of people who never talk to me are doing exactly what I do. It's fucking funny to me, man. I hope they have a great time though.
Listen,
Have a blast.
the thing is, they won't.
There's
they won't
another barbecue.
understand
Okay.
that
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is.
the thought process that you put into it. Like, okay, so the wife and I, we have a
Mhm.
daycare center, right? And we take the kids outside, and you got to bring them back in the house. Now, kids, when they go outside, for some reason, they gotta use the bathroom. And you popped straight into my head. I said, babe, I think
I was
craziest
gonna say,
thing.
I was like-
And let me explain. Not that he goes to the bathroom. Man, pause this shit.
Well,
Where's this
actually,
going?
Our pops into my head every time I go to the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Whenever
that's for you.
I think of Glory. Okay.
Oh God! Don't say it. So I said he rents this beautiful porta potty. I said
I
I've
bet
never
you never
seen.
knew that we invented it.
What?
Some dude is saying he didn't know I invented barbecue hangouts.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Anyway, Phil Small.
I think he means.
so.
Oh, I
Yo,
thought
you-
he was
so-
talking about a beautiful porta potty.
Yo, well, so he got this. I swear, it's man size, right? And I was like, I told her, I said, listen, he does this. I'm pretty sure that you can call ahead, and you can get one. And we did, and we got the children's versions of what you get, right? And we pay a monthly fee, but if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't know that was a possible thing.
Yeah,
I
you
always
gotta
thought it
buy.
was
You
just
gotta
like
buy
a
the bigger
construction
one.
What?
You got to get the bigger porta potty.
The grown man version.
It's crazy.
They got a big. Yeah, they do got big ones.
It's crazy. I got to go to like the 4th tier down and get that one.
Wow.
Yeah, but hey, it's good.
It's smart. How
It
many
never
times you don't
was
want
like
a bunch
that
of men
either.
going to your bathroom?
Yeah, prior to my
wait. So-
daughter,
Yeah.
prior to my daughters being born, my wife was totally cool. Like people can come into the house.
Right.
But as soon as my daughters were born, she was like, "Listen, you can't be having people walk through the whole house." And I'm like,
Yep.
"Fair game, I get it," and I agree.
No, I agree too. It's just especially when you have that many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and fortunately, the statue room is off the back of the house,
Right.
so
Yeah.
you can not enter in through the main house, but whatever. But
I
there's,
mean-
there is something. There's something planned. That is-
You might want to show up. That's all I'm saying.
It's gonna be fun.
You might want to show up.
It's gonna be
Strippers.
fun.
Wait,
If you
Tim.
ever missed it one, this the one to show up for.
Yeah, I would agree, Thor. I think this is the one.
Plus, there will be dessert battles. Also, you see,
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard.
Big Dick bringing this moose cake that
Yeah.
everybody be losing their mind on, but Vader has sent Imperial emissaries to retrieve the dark side cupcakes. Will be delivered on day of said barbecue.
Well,
you see.
I'm gonna bring my own crack cake.
I might
I'm
have
bringing
to
crack
bring
cake.
some infused brownies.
We call
Ooh, yo.
we call folks the master barber hookers
Yo.
of that shit.
People won't make it home
Dave,
that night.
please,
Oh my god!
please
Ain't
bring
messing
some.
with that shit.
There's gonna be some other cakes there too.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'll be
I hope
careful
it's
for what I'm
it's
eating.
Ark's cakes.
Oh, man, I didn't make it home.
So
The road started going crazy.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So how now that Ark is here? How did you guys enjoy Ark's just asking for a friend? You know,
Oh
he-
my God.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Art, you know how to conduct yourself when you have to.
I had to rewatch certain parts of it because obviously I'm a drinker and my memory's losing.
Obviously, I'm a
and
drinker.
whatnot. But so like obviously when I did these interviews or interview, I had not the first one had never been released, so I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
I didn't know that it was going to be on DCX. I thought it was going to be on Norman's thing to expand and whatnot. So I'm trying to behave. I'm like, I'm not going to drink.
That's why we didn't tell you, Ark.
I'm trying to behave, and I'm starting to see all these interviews come out. And I'm like, David, his interview comes out, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, he got deep. You learn a lot about him. That's good stuff. Yeah, I'm like, I'm excited about this. PJ comes out, and I'm like, he brings up all these memories, and this is awesome. And I'm trying to remember what I said. I'm just like, I'm a jackass. I'm like, it should be more of a back and forth where, like we're at a bar type thing, and I'm sitting here rambling on. No one gives a shit about my upbringing type thing. It should have been more of a hangout with me and Thor.
No,
and
actually, I did. I really appreciated you delving deep within yourself. Pause to to give more insight on you, because all I know is the humorous dude, right? And I think this is why Thor came up with this. I don't know, but just to give a little bit more insight, to show a different fact. That's why this is why I gave you those flowers earlier.
Mhm.
You dudes try to copy certain things, but then you said, hold my beer, hold on, let me show you something different. And Ark got there, and I think Ark was the one I was more curious about. I was like, let me see, because I didn't know your genesis. And from coming from the comment section to actually getting, you forced your way in, right? You like kicked down the door because you were starting so much shit.
That's how I got married.
I'm going to correct you. Some idiot invited him in.
It is a Tim's fault.
And I regret it every day.
I think it took a while for Ark to actually...
I regret it every day, dude.
Yeah, it took a while for Ark to actually hop on. We were like, you got to hop on.
Yeah.
But finally came on.
We demanded.
Mhm.
I said, Ark, we demand you show yourself on this program, and it finally showed. That shit was hilarious, man. I still remember the day it happened.
I think most people agree with the Tim. It's been nothing but regret ever since. Because like it was so funny, because like how I got onto the first show, it like most people, you can send them a Facebook Messenger, right? Like here's the link, hop on.
Mhm.
Like that's how it's done nowadays. I told I think I popped in the chat. I was like, how does one get on this show? And a Tim sent me his email address, and I had to send him it. And I was like, hey, here's my email address. Also, by the way, this is Archangel. like in case he's getting emails sent to him constantly.
Here's some random emails. Right?
This is me.
I don't have none of my social media on my PC. It's like a security reason. So all of it is in my phone. So Thor, like normally how he sends the link out to you guys inside, none of that stuff is there. I'm like, you got to email it to me. He's like, yeah, I forgot about you. You're weird.
My favorite part with Ark was finding out that Archangel is actually a call sign.
Yeah.
I said, that was cool. I was like, man, I like that.
And not only that, but it's not even Archangel from X-Men. It's Archangel from the Bible. I'm Southern Belle. But so what I didn't say in the interview, because I didn't know how deep we're going to get, X-Men is so close to me because that was so obviously when I was young, my father or my mother and my father divorced.
Right.
So this is the extra. This is I've had a lot to drink because it's my anniversary. So my parents split up when I was really young. My stepfather steps in and kind of teaches me how to be a man, type thing. But he was basically a workaholic because my mother had a lot of mental illness. So he was always working. But what I remember is, especially on Saturdays, which I don't know if that's true, maybe it was a different day of the week, but X-Men, the animated series, was the one cartoon that my stepfather was into, that I could watch as a kid with him, that we bonded over. That was the one joy, the thing that I was like, okay, like we had this connection over X-Men.
Oh,
because
man,
of
it's
the animated
such a
series.
sentimental thing on this show.
I know, right?
You could have used that on the interview, man. That's nice.
I know, but that's the reason that X-Men has always stuck with me, because all the other cartoons that I would watch, my stepfather was just like, it's just a cartoon. And that's why I've kind of argued with people back and forth how I thought the X-Men animated series was so much more adult than like the Batman animated series. And people argue back and forth. But that was, I guess it's because it's ingrained with me. That was the one thing that my stepfather, he'd be cooking or something, or we would stop what we're doing when the X-Men cartoon came on. And we were like, this is what it's all about. So ever since then, that was like, I've always loved X-Men because of that. That was something I actually bonded with my stepfather.
Do you have a cartoon that you watch with your kids that's like y'all thing?
So I've tried different things. I've watched, and I think the Avengers cartoon and one of the newer Spider-Man cartoons with my oldest son was cool. My daughter, she didn't really care so much for the comic characters. And then my youngest, who is about to turn 5, he is excited about the X-Men, the animated series. Like, we'll watch episodes and he'll be like, you've got that statue, and he'll stand up and he'll run and be like, let's look at that statue type thing.
That's tight.
So I've got that excitement, but that's always why X-Men is stood out for me more than anything else.
For me and my oldest daughter, I could not for the life of me. Like, as she started to get, after she moves out of that whole "Daddy, I love you" phase,
I'm still waiting for that. I'm
like,
tired of it.
I'm like, no, you're gonna miss it. And I was like, damn, man, I'm like not connecting with my kid like I'm supposed to. So I'm watching Naruto one day, and she just sits there on the couch, nice and quiet. She's watching, and it was an episode where something tragic happened, and she's crying. And I look over, and I was like, and we watched the whole thing, like everything, like the movies and everything. And it was just good to know that your stepfather and you had that thing, because like for a second, I'm just like, damn, I'm losing touch with my kid. I don't know, damn. And then it just organically happened that we was watching Naruto, and that's our little link, to that. And she's totally into like Halloween comes, she gets a whole outfit. They started running in the street with their arms back, and I'm like, yeah, that's my kid. He's like, but I encouraged it because that where the bond, happens. So it's great that you have that, that memory and that whole process with him, because it was special for you, because looking behind you.
But see, the thing too, that's what my problem is with some of these like newer comic book movies or even Star Wars movies, is that they lose. That's the formula, right? Where you could actually bring the parent and the kid together through a movie where where they could bond that way, and that's my problem with some of the newer content, because it doesn't feel like that.
That's why
I mean, the last time I felt that was the newest Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man. That's why I think the latest Spider-Man resonates so much with us and can resonate with the now generation, because it went right back to that formula of the parents kid watch this and relate with the kid. And I think that's what's kind of missing, because nowadays you put on a Disney whatever, parents fall asleep. I fall asleep 5 minutes into the joint, like
yeah, I'm like,
and it's watching me, but they're watching it. And this one, me and him was able to watch it.
Yeah, and to be honest, I didn't even like the newest Guardians. I know some people really liked it. I thought it was okay. It didn't really blow me away. I was like,
I didn't like it.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, okay is the best for me. It was just okay. It wasn't like, oh my god, that was the best.
I thought it was the best trilogy that Marvel put out. I think James Gunn outdid all the other directors, and I'm not talking about the Russo brothers as far as the big movies that they did. I'm talking about like Captain America. His joints were, the first one, excuse me, was trash. Everybody can say Dark World was trash, or Rodney will tell you Ragnarok was trash. But I think it's a consensus that all three Guardian films was either mid to good. really
Yeah.
good, and he kept that consistency. You
my
said
Yeah.
2 was bad.
2
But
sucked. I ain't like
was
2.
it as bad
I
as
didn't like
Captain
2 as
America,
well.
the first one, or Dark World, or what Iron Man? I think 2,
No, Iron
or
Man 2 was good. 3
I
was
liked
good.
Iron Man
well,
2.
Iron Man
3.
2.
Yeah,
I
Iron
think
Man 3
3.
was
3
good.
was
3
the one that
sucked. 3
yeah, 3
sucked.
was the one that
3 was
sucked.
awful.
Yeah.
3 sucked. Yeah.
So it's,
And
you know,
and let me don't get me started with Thor 4, which is what
Yeah,
Love
Thor
and
4 is
Thunder.
good.
I was
Love
like,
and Thunder.
what in the blue hell is this?
Tyson Watiti. This is what
It was just too much. And
didn't
then if
like
Rodney was here, take a taste of your own medicine. You know, he gets so triggered. You know,
See,
but
I don't understand why do people hate Guardians 2 so bad? Like, I think Guardians 1 is the best by far.
Guardians
But
1
Oh, yeah.
definitely. I mean, I ain't seen the third one, but Guardians 1 was fantastic.
I think I've watched Guardians 2 more than I've watched Guardians 1. Like, it just, and it could be the whole daddy issues that I have
I'm
that I
right
can
with you.
relate.
That one made me cry.
Guardians 3, I fucking hate animals. So I cannot relate to
oh
that.
my god,
This guy-
oh
this
my
guy-
god.
Anybody that hates animals is the devil.
Then, then give me some horns because oh my goodness, I
Kind of
don't
red right
understand
now.
this whole generation of pet lovers, animal lovers, people that think because they've got a pet that's their child if they don't have a child. I
Hey,
don't get
You're talking to me. Cut that out.
Oh man, PETA is gonna be coming.
I guess we know what that archangel verse in the Bible is not about. Not about animals.
Hey,
Oh.
every time an angel showed up, he had to say, "Do not fear." All right, they were terrified. Okay, so
Mhm.
it's not all white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, winged things showing up. All right,
No,
that's
no,
not
no.
factual.
That's not what they look like.
Yeah, but to be honest, like
Take some
at this,
DMT, you'll find out.
I'm
I
actually
don't know,
interested. This could be a long conversation. I'm very interested, man.
Jerry's already looking for a way out. He's like, "How do I erase tonight's meeting?"
so I don't know about you guys, but I feel like at this point, I'm like, just bring the X-Men already. Like,
Yeah, man.
it's like,
They're coming. Pause.
Hey,
Are you guys not more terrified of what they could do with the X-Men than
No.
excited to see what they could do?
I think that crappy Phase 4. See,
Mhm.
James Gunn was supposed to do the Phase 4 until he got canceled. Then he gets canceled. Then they bring him back because they realize it was a mistake. But then they hand over Phase 4 over to a couple of other people. Phase 4 was the feminist agenda pushed with accelerant, which was really kind of crazy. And a lot of characters that were supposed to be men like Taskmaster got changed. A lot of things that happened that weren't really canon got changed. A lot of things that got pushed to a space that shouldn't have happened got changed. I didn't like a lot of Phase 4. I thought Phase 4 was probably the weakest phase that they ever put together. So hopefully, Phase 5 it's way better, but I didn't like Phase 4 at all.
The Fantastic Four was supposed to come, and they're
That's
not.
next. Yeah.
But they Margot Robbie and what's the other guy's name? Adam Driver was supposed to be Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm, but they said they didn't accept the offer.
We won't know.
Declined.
We won't know.
Mhm.
We won't know because the way the contracts is structured,
Mhm.
sometimes you don't know because we didn't know in that secret Illuminati scene who was playing what or who was where. They do a lot of trickery, in this modern era because of the leaks and TMZ is at every corner, and for one picture or for some information, you can get $100,000 very quickly, So, what photographer is not going to take the picture? Who's not going to take the risk, right? So we really sometimes don't know until actually when it comes out, unless they are the star of the actual film. So I don't know until the group is set, then maybe they'll tell us who the group is. But I thought Adam Driver did sign on,
Did you think there's
so if you've got that scene from Doctor Strange 2, right?
Mhm.
And they're saying that the multiverse is real, right?
Right.
But there's the same person that plays Doctor Strange throughout. We've got Xavier, apparently, from the Fox coming over. We're going to eliminate the new guy. But you have Black Bolt from the series. That's the same throughout the multiverse. And even Captain Marvel. I mean, she was in the process of it.
But you
from
got
the
3
movies.
different Spider-Mans.
That's the thing that's kind of audible.
Smart.
I think the Spider-Man whole thing, that was strictly to get people to watch the movie. That was a cash grab. Let's bring in the people that love Tobey Maguire, which is the worst Spider-Man. I think Jerry can agree.
Oh my goodness!
But I don't
gracious.
think you can recast Mr. Fantastic. I think you have to at least give us one movie with the guy that's from The Office. Everybody wants to see that. I mean, that was a fan cast basically. Everybody demanded.
Yeah, everybody put him there. But
so I don't think you can say, "Hey, there's the multiverse here, but this guy doesn't look like this guy, but all the rest of them look like these people."
I think contract wise, you can manipulate it for it to make sense financially, right? You can do the Leonardo DiCaprio is Tony Stark in one world. I think these things can happen. It's just how much you're willing to spend contract wise. And then how long are you going to have these actors on? If an actor tells you, listen, I'm only going to do one film, Marvel requires you to sign for 5 to 6 films. If he's like, I'm gonna sign for one film, then you can do a scenario where in the multiverse he's Tony Stark, and then go on to kill his character off in this in this world. You kill that world off, and that Tony Stark is dead. And then somebody else plays Tony Stark, because I was hearing that they will have Cumberbatch play Tony Stark in one universe, whereas he wasn't Doctor Strange, he was Tony Stark or something like that. And I was just like, that sounds cool, but I guess because he's under contract for so many movies.
I don't know. Is there such a thing as comic book movie burnout? Because
I'm there.
I'm kind of there. I'm so sick and tired of multiverse, because there's so many multiverses now.
I plan on seeing the Flash movie tomorrow.
I watched it.
I'm going Sunday. I'm gonna go check it out.
I'm going tomorrow.
I watched it. I mean, a lot of cool scenes. It's
I was
good.
supposed to go today,
But again, multiverses.
Which one you like, that or Transformers better?
I like Flash better. I like Transformers.
Really?
The fight scenes were good, but I think towards the tail end of the movie, it was just it was kind of
Is Marky Mark in this one?
It's like no.
No,
But they make reference to this dude. Now you also got. Sorry.
Can make Marky Mark a genius. I mean, come on, Marky Mark in the Punchy Bunch or Funky Bunch.
Punchy Bunch.
He's going to be a genius and a tech-savvy person.
They make reference to it in this movie, but this movie is set in 1994. That's why Marky Mark didn't. Those Transformers don't happen till later.
Oh, okay.
Right. So this is set in the past. This is right after the Bumblebee film, and we know the Bumblebee film was early on.
See, I don't get that.
And going into that, you got to know certain people will not die, right? So now you got to act stupid. The movie wants you to act stupid, thinking that characters are in jeopardy, when logically they aren't in any jeopardy, because there are films that comes after this, that precede this, that says they were alive.
Yeah,
see, that's
it's like watching House of the Dragon. You already know what's gonna happen, so if you're losing a little bit of the allure.
Yeah, you're gonna make Jerry sell his TV. He's just gonna get rid of it. I'm constantly trying to get Jerry to watch these things, and then y'all give y'all's description of this stuff, and he's never gonna watch anything.
Oh, he hasn't watched any of the whatchamacallit, House of Dragons and that stuff.
No, I watched the one, the Game of Thrones.
Oh, so you watched the whole series of Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
House of Dragons is really fun for the minutia, stuff that you already know where they started from Game of Thrones, but you want to know what happened in between in House of Dragons, and the minutia in between is a good story in between. That's where it lies at.
It's cool, but it does lose a little bit of the overall impact because you're like, I know they're not losing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
Yeah, right.
I already know who's winning the game, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, later, Barb. I didn't even see Barb in the chat.
Good night, Barb.
Night, Bob.
Yeah, Barb.
I miss Barb.
I read the book, so I knew when I was watching the HBO series what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So Jerry, you read the
What's
books.
up, Ohami?
Are
Yeah, I read the
are
books.
there times in the books where it's like he reaches out, and you know how you can do on a calculator the boob, like parentheses, space, dot, parentheses? Like, is that in the book also? Nobody know what I'm talking about?
What are you talking
Everybody
about?
in school, when you had a calculator, you could do the
Yeah,
parentheses,
zeros or
dot,
eight,
to
yeah.
make boobs. I'm assuming that was in the books.
What?
Maybe not. Maybe you described them instead.
Are you saying like typing the numbers and then turning the calculator upside down to make it say boobs?
Yeah, well, not say boobs, but you could do the where it looks almost like eyes, but it's not eyes.
Make
To make
boobs.
moves.
Yeah, you know who you was not supposed to sit next to in class.
It was me.
Because you were going to the principal's office every science.
Oh, just
There it is.
yeah.
Jerry put it in the chat.
Yeah, well,
Oh, Danny made him bigger.
yeah,
Boy.
Danny did it right.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what Jerry did.
Jerry's looks like a pig nose now that I see it.
There they go.
I was just trying to do what Ark was describing. He didn't say anything about a Y.
Well, Danny, his looks so good because that's the closest he's came to a woman.
Oh,
It's only funny if Danny's here. He can't defend himself.
You are bad.
oh
I
my
love
gosh.
that.
I haven't seen that in a while.
You got any pictures? You got any pictures?
I got a few. I mean, we was cooking, so I figured we you know.
Is you guys getting new pieces?
I got one new piece.
I'm getting 3 people. Well, 2 of them I used to own.
Really?
I'm
Yeah.
excited about Thor's pieces.
Which pieces?
Well, the third one, you know, we will leave that one because they will be live unboxed. You see, for the first time in a long time.
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
I gotta-
after we get back from X Mansion, you know, probably that's where the Darth Bobby Brown come in. You see, but I don't want nobody to steal the idea, so I ain't gonna tell nobody what I'm gonna do. So, but the first 2, this is the first time I'm gonna get pieces back that I used to own. I've never got something twice. You know what I mean? So, like, I actually traded the OG General Grievous. This is actually the same piece I traded Junior for this Darth Treya, and then and I remember like 1 week I said, man, if he ever want to sell that, and then he hits me up. He said, yo, bro, you trying to get this Darth because the General Grievous doesn't have a box.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get that back from, and then a while back I had to sell XM Mall because I had car problems and everything. So he's got that. I didn't have a box, and I'm gonna get that back from him too.
Oh wow!
The mall,
The XM Mall is
Get
nice.
them all back, yeah.
beautiful.
Can you say if it's for the same price?
As what? No, it's cheaper.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, it's cheaper because it doesn't have a box, and a couple. It's got a little bit of damage, but I'm gonna take it to the doctor and have him fix it. But
Well, I need to talk to your doctor because I'm have to get something from Mojo that I got rid of, that I got to get back. That it will be at a discounted price because it's a little.
oh
injured.
yeah, if we can, you get it here. I mean, I could take it to him, or you can just ship it straight to him,
Yeah, I'll ship it straight to you.
and we'll get it to the doctor. You know,
Jerry,
But
have you ever bought a piece for more than what you sold it for?
No.
It's just you buy 2 of everything. you only sell one of.
I ever bought a piece back paying more than what I sold it for?
Or you didn't have to buy it back, but buy the same piece that you sold.
I have one piece that I
Whoa,
bought back.
whoa,
Oh, well,
what the heck?
We outside.
What?
Star Wars.
I don't remember this
This
Star
is
Wars.
I
Jay.
don't remember this character at all.
this
like
is live dancer Twi'lek. You know, to go with your scum and villainy Jabba the Hutt line. You know,
Oh my! I
So-
definitely can't buy this. My wife would definitely question what I'm doing with this piece, but
You don't remember that character, but you can't forget it now.
What I'm curious of is those the little things that go over the nipples. Like I would have loved to have. Well,
oh my goodness!
Not the heart.
Can't keep that one on too long.
Yeah, right. You gotta be real quick with it.
Yeah.
The chain link one, I would have loved to have that when my kids were breastfeeding.
Oh,
so many times when I would go to get my kid that was screaming, or my baby that was screaming to carry to my wife, that they would try to latch on to my titties. This would have came in.
Oh my God.
This would have came in handy.
Handy, you say?
You released them out of the chat.
I always tell my oldest son, I will embarrass you.
This came out this week, you know.
Oh
yeah,
my goodness,
Jerry! I believe you had some opinions about this one.
Well, it's not for me.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute, why? There's no shield. There's no spear.
She's got thigh-high boots with knee pads, a pleated skirt, and armored corset.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing cool about this is the deflecting the bullets. That's kind of a neat. But it's not classic enough for me.
I knew Sideshow was gonna milk that bullet thing after the Captain America.
Captain America one.
Yeah, I said they're gonna go.
Which one's better, this or XM? Oh, never mind.
Whatever they prefer.
I think the XM is closer to the one version of Wonder Woman that I would go for. But I'll probably get the LBS.
Well, XM, they got more switch outs, right?
I don't know. I don't care about the switch outs.
What has the smaller edition size? That's the one to get.
Speaking of XM,
what
is the Fantasia?
Oh my God!
I don't understand this.
I mean, I'm not a Mickey Mouse.
I'm a huge Mickey Mouse. That's I know that license cost them enough.
Does this go next to the Little Mermaid and Captain Hook and all that?
Well, this will sell to the Disney collectors, I think.
Yes, it will.
Like crazy.
Yeah, I thought the original photos that I saw when they first, I guess, took pictures of the prototype, it didn't look too great, but this looks kind of cool. I like this.
I love the whole concept of Fantasia. Fantasia was fun.
Looks
to me.
good. Not for me, but looks good.
I need to see close-up stuff because I know that there was some gap issues. Whenever you do like the clear resin with like solid resin, there's always little gaps.
So this is what I'm talking about with this show, right? Okay. So I saw this. Somebody posted this. I think it was in Chris's group, right? And he goes, "This is my Batman collection." I said, "Wait a minute, partner." I said, "The dark side in there too, my man. You know, because you know we the Batman collector in question that Vader was talking about has not shown his face here. That has liquidated all traces of Gotham City and now has traces of the dark side of the force and you know we got life-size droids and all that kind of situation happening and Rancors and all that stuff. I'm like, what happened to Harley Quinns and Jokers and Two-Face and Bane and all that shit?" You see, but
wait,
people
this
don't
guy,
understand,
this collector sold all his DC stuff.
Not this guy here, but we have another one. You see that has liquidated all that DC shit. Even Junior got rid of all this Batman shit and told his baby, "I want to join the dark side." You want to join the dark side?
Yep.
No, he wanted to join. But see, they don't understand. You cannot show up and overnight join the dark side. No, it'll take many years to perfect. The docs, you can't just show up and say I'm the doc and just become. No, you don't. It don't work like that. You understand? You know. So y'all got to understand that shit. Remember how they did Doctor Strange? They left his ass outside the door for about 3 weeks. That's how we're gonna do you.
I think if you confine yourself with rules, we're saying I've got to have a direction. I think direction is the ultimate fail in this hobby. You say, I've got to have a direction. I've got to focus everything. I cannot collect what I love. It's got to be, I collect one direction. So I'm stuck with Batman. So anything Batman that comes out, that's what I got to get. That's what I'm limited to. So you got all these other great statues that come out and you're like, I got to ignore them. They look great. I love them. I've got nostalgia towards them, but no, Batman is my key. So I got to only collect Batman, or I've only got to collect X-Men, or I've only got to collect Star Wars.
Oh,
see,
yo, breaking news. The
Wow.
rights to the Incredible Hulk has now returned back to Marvel Studios.
Yep.
oh wow.
Thank
I thought
God
that was
we can
old
get
news
a movie
because
together now.
they're going to have a Hulk on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Oh,
but Art, don't you have a rule where you got to have a bust in between two statues?
I don't have a bust in every statue. I would like to have that, but that
Yeah.
does not keep me from getting statues that I love. I've got
Yeah, but doesn't
Marvel,
it make
I've
you
got
get
DC,
statues?
I've got Power Rangers.
But
I've
doesn't it
got
make
all
you
kinds
get
of stuff.
statues you don't love?
Huh?
Doesn't it make you get statues you don't love?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'll say not that I don't love. So the Thor bust, the legendary scale bust, that was a temporary placeholder because I've waited years to get the life size bust. I never thought I would get it. So that was a temporary placeholder that I was happy to accept temporarily.
But here's a problem though. Well, for me, this is for me. I was speaking for myself. I love everything. I love Transformers. I love G.I. Joe. I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars the most. I love X-Men. I love, it's Iron Man. I like to collect all of them, but it's impossible. If there were $20, I could, but they're like $500-600 to $1,000. So that, for me, limits me in collecting everything.
Yeah, but look behind you. Look at what you got. Look,
Yeah.
everybody on the panel, look behind you. If there's a piece that you want, you make it happen.
Yeah, but
that's not true. I got a piece out there that I want really bad. I just can't make it happen right now.
Yeah.
I tried to figure it out.
I want the Wonder Woman bust by Queen Studios or the Infinity Studios Mira for research purposes.
Research purposes, you say?
The thing too is that like it's easy to collect everything if it's cheaper. Unfortunately, these statues like this one, I would love to get this.
Well, hold on, everybody was
$3,000.
freaking out. They was freaking out about this shit. Everybody,
Why?
I think they said the likenesses is fucked up or some shit.
How?
This one's not. The other one is.
How? They look ridiculously like him.
Hey man, I don't know.
This one does. Clark looks like him. The Superman looks like he's never seen the sun.
It could be.
Put a tan on his ass. I mean, that looks.
Like,
what are you crazy?
Po Boy said this looked like the evil Superman from
That's
Superman.
what I thought too.
You remember when he turned evil?
Can I share something, Thor? Can I just share something real quick?
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
this,
My bad, hold on.
so this is it's pertaining to this, but
Okay.
so someone actually just kind of like adjusted the hair because the hair on the left is J&D one, and the one on the right, like someone just photoshopped it. It's the same portrait, but I think if you mess around with the hair, I think it will look better.
But J&D, aren't there stuff silicone based and the hair is real strands of hair?
Yeah, so you could adjust it if you want.
Any way you want. Yeah.
I thought the community was against J&D right now.
Why?
What the community doing now? I mean,
What?
I
Really?
ain't kept up on the community. So.
Why?
I thought they were
Why
all
did you-
anti J&D boys
For what?
Oh, for what?
from all the previous stuff.
I don't know, man.
Anyway.
I don't know. I mean,
You got me.
okay.
He said the community. I love
The
it.
community's against J&D for what? They're
Or
putting
was
up
that they were
good
just bored at the moment and went after somebody?
It could be. That could be it too. They got roast somebody ass. So shit.
These certain companies, they owe you. They gotta they know that they put out crap, right? And they still try to sell it to us, right?
But but hold on,
what
didn't the dude tell everybody to go fuck themselves if they don't want to buy the shit?
See, I love that. That right there, that
I like that CEO.
Yeah, he
that
told
made
everybody-
me want to buy from them, but I haven't found something I like.
Yeah.
I like all these.
But the thing too is like I know. See, so some Michael Ravens for $3,500. I don't think it's $3,500, right?
No.
Yeah, it is for the pair.
Oh, for the pair, but that's Yeah, for the pair. But to be honest, A, you don't have to buy it, right? B, it always sells out, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So
Which I don't understand why people hate it, but they say that it sold out to the vendors.
yeah, but then
Can you go back to
try
RoboCop?
buying the Harley Quinn J&D statue now.
Man, this thing looks great. Jerry, did you watch RoboCop?
That looks amazing.
Did I watch? Yeah, way back when.
So I think this is the RoboCop 2 one here, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then this one,
Amazing.
Yeah.
I only
This
watched
is
the
another
first
one.
one.
I had the RoboCop.
2 was good too.
I had a RoboCop toy when I was a
3
kid.
3 wasn't good.
Mm.
That you could push the button on his chest and it would say, "Do not do drugs, stay in school," all this stuff. And I tried to get my oldest son to watch RoboCop now, and within the first 10 minutes, it's nudity, people getting exploded, cussing. I'm like, why did my parents let me watch this?
Hey, look how well you turned out. Right?
Yeah. I've got 2 porta potties in the backyard. That's how we raise the value of this house.
Oh my god! But see, like for example, I love RoboCop. I want to pick this piece up, but it's expensive. I think you just gotta like do the best you can to curate your collection the best you can.
Yes.
You know.
Thor help me. Bye, DC. And I had to get rid of the X-Men too.
Oof.
Yeah. I got my brown suit.
I still have my
Wolverine
X-Men
right there, just staring at me. But you gotta go, buddy.
This is nice.
Yes.
So,
Well,
Jerry, you
so
getting
as soon as they
this
show the
back
butt
side?
cheeks, that's nice, huh?
I love how Jerry's like, that's nice when you see the cheeks.
But I don't like how they do the power. The power looks like he's blowing bubbles.
Not
Yeah.
blowing bubbles, Jesus.
Well, how would you do it?
I mean, I have zero
Okay.
capability of doing anything. I just know this looks like a bunch of bubbles. Even if it was just the single thing, the single ring around his wrist.
Ringlet.
Sure,
and
I'm
not all
not,
the small
I'm not
rings.
asking what you think it should look like. I'm asking how would you physically make it?
Physically make it.
So
I
the
would
only
sleep with
physically
Franco and
thing he
then
makes is
blackmail him
the
to make the
telephone.
perfect one.
Yeah, I mean there has to be a practical way to actually physically make it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say because I don't know how to make it correct that I can't say that I dislike this piece.
90% of the time,
Or maybe like
they use his beam coming out of his chest.
maybe have it where
Well,
you can
there-
actually
there-
remove it and
There's
not
a little
have
bit
it part
coming
of the
out of his
statue.
chest, King, if you look.
Yeah, I can see it a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm not opposed to it.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
think first and foremost, you get the suit and the likeness of the character down pat, and then you go for the powers. Maybe those little ringlet things are you can take them off and you can put them on. Maybe they're removable. So
Yeah, make the powers like removable. Yeah, like what David said.
yeah.
And do we always have to see the powers? Like, is that a must for?
Well,
our,
that's for people with no
characters?
imagination.
But like,
I'll give
if
this.
you've read the comics or if you've watched the movies, so you've seen them use their powers, you know what happens. You're not gonna buy a character that you know nothing about. Like,
Oh my
I know
God.
a lot of people who do that.
Oh, come
all
on.
the time
Come on,
and try
Ark.
to be first.
Hey,
to
Come
Now you're
on,
singing.
Ark.
No, now you're singing to me, Ark. I love it.
Oh,
Like, you know-
Ghostbusters, man. Here
Dude,
we
I
go.
love what I don't know. PCS is heading in the right direction, man. I honestly think they're doing such a great job. I'm like,
untapped
oh
market.
man, I really want this statue, but I know it's gonna be a pretty penny to collect all 4 and Slimer.
Oh, and it comes with Slimer.
I think he come with Slimer.
Oh, he comes. How much is this?
I think
is
I don't
there a
know.
price in this?
They haven't said yet.
Damn said.
what y'all think of the new Ghostbusters movie?
It was
I didn't
good.
see it.
It was definitely
You talking
better
about the
than
one with
the
the-
all female cast.
I didn't see that. I didn't
Oh,
see
the
it
one
yet.
with Thor dancing on.
I loved the all female cast.
Oh my!
I grew up.
Had
I've
George
always
Clooney.
loved watching Saturday Night Live, and that was some of the characters from the stuff that I watched every Saturday. So
Yeah.
the Thor parts, Chris Hemsworth, that was trash. I agree.
Chris
But the new Ghostbusters was two Stranger Things. They're like, oh, people love seeing kids do their own thing, so we're going to incorporate it in this new Ghostbusters movie. And then, we're going to wait till the very ending to bring all the characters back in and have one of them be ghost form because he's no longer with us. It was tacky to me.
I gotta
Really?
check it. Where do they have it streaming at?
I saw it somewhere. I think it might be on Hulu. I don't know.
I'll check.
It's streaming somewhere though.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Legendary Beast.
Yeah, they said this is the Legendary Beast Venom.
That statue's huge.
I think it's massive. Good
He's
night.
holding a kneecap. That's crazy.
So is this like the new thing that this is 1/3? Is the new 1/4 or what's going on? I mean, because Vader didn't get the email.
Yeah. The 1/3 is so big. That's what she said, or he said. I don't know.
They said.
They said.
Oh, yeah, right.
You gotta be
What Kitty Cat
politically
said.
correct, bro. They said it.
Yeah, they said it.
The thing too is that like
They.
yeah, 1/3 is up. I don't know, man. That takes up a lot of room.
Yep, that's why I got rid of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Quick.
And that's another thing too about like collecting different lines. Arc for me at least is the space. It's just the space is like the number one enemy for a collector.
Boxes is the number one enemy.
Oh, yeah. For me, that's the second.
Like boxes,
bro.
I don't understand boxes being an issue because if you buy a piece and you truly love it, right? Stop buying pieces on hype. Stop buying pieces because the so-called community says this is a grail. Like I'm so tired of the word grail.
This is a grail.
Go after pieces that if you buy a piece that you truly love that has meaning to you, then you don't think at least with me, when I purchase a piece, I don't the thought of selling it never comes into my mind.
Yeah,
so,
then real life happens.
If exactly, real life can happen. If I move, it can happen. But we're not moving because I'm so lazy. And the thought of moving my collection, scares the crap out of me. But and again, I've got all the boxes, so I know maybe this is contradicting or whatever. But if you buy a piece that you absolutely love, you do a review of it and say this is a grail, and then 1 week later
that's
you
an
sell that bitch,
abomination.
you're a fucking liar. So I think if you buy a piece that you absolutely love, that you think will never leave your collection, throw away the box.
Oh, hell no.
Don't let the community or so-called community dictate that the box is the most important thing. And even if the box is important, when you do resell it, if you lose value, consider it a privilege to own that piece. And that, it's not going to be worth as much later because you were renting it if you're going to sell it. Consider it a rental.
Oh my gosh. Arc, what did they spike your drink with, man?
I know. I'm sorry. We should probably delete this episode.
Holy.
I'm just, oh God. And I understand that my view of the hobby is different than everybody else's. And I should accept people's version. But I don't know. I'm surrounded by statues. I watch all the movies. I read comics.
That's why I like customs.
Damn it.
For the nobody's gonna make this character.
It's being made.
There is someone.
Nobody's gonna
There's
make
a couple
this
coming out.
No, this is why I like customs.
Mm-hmm.
This. I mean, I know XM is doing a Lady Deathstrike.
Are they?
They're supposed to be, I guess. I don't know. I stopped collecting X-Men, so.
There was a Lady Deathstrike that came out before this that was teased.
Talk about the Bowen?
I think was way better than this one.
The Bowen?
That we're printing right now, Arc.
Oh, it's printing, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is another Havoc tease.
What is that? That's the one from the X. Not that. What book was that? The newest X-Men when he was the leader, or the X Factor book when he was the leader? When Cyclops went missing?
No, Havoc was not the leader in X Factor. No way. Cyclops came back. He abandoned his Goblin Queen and took over X Factor.
Okay.
Unless I'm wrong. I mean, I do drink and read.
This is new modern stuff.
Oh, okay.
Oh, new modern stuff. I pretend that stuff doesn't exist. I'm with Jerry on that.
Fact,
I
fact.
100% agree on Jerry with that.
You don't
Like,
read anything after 2000?
But yeah, I don't go 90s. I would say mine's bumped up a little bit to maybe 2000s or 2010.
This is from the Flash. This is Iron Studios.
Smart people. I thought Iron Studios did it very smart.
This is going to be 1/10.
Yeah.
How this looks? It looks bigger.
Well,
That's what.
is this
No,
not
yeah, it's
a
one. It's
release?
1/10. Yeah, it's
1/10
1/10.
like a mother.
Yeah.
They sell
This is
that
not a
one
re-release
time
of
Batmobile
the
too, right?
Batmobile?
Mhm. They
Yeah,
had the older version, right? The 89
Yeah.
version.
37 pounds.
Ooh.
Heavy.
Then you had a few
That's pretty
teasers
cool.
from next to
Who's this?
This is
They're not making
one of
Blackbird.
them Beast Ward Transformers.
That's what I have to agree. XM does a great job with the Transformers.
The Transformers are fire. I gotta give
Yeah,
them.
I give them credit for that. They do a great job.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Oh
But-
man, Toy Quest in the chat. Did y'all see his live stream with I forget what company owner had, but he showed all of his he had a life-size Green Ranger bust. He had
Mhm.
oh my goodness, I can't forget the movie that came out, but it was like a lot of great stuff where you saw
Pacific
moving
Rim?
parts and Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
The light up features, the moving parts, that stuff was insane. Do you want your statues to have more light ups and moving parts?
I'll say.
I don't know about
lighting-
moving
I'm on
parts,
moving
but
parts, yeah.
I like light up features.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the plugins opposed to the batteries.
Mhm.
Because let's say you forget that they do have a light up feature and you have the battery in and the battery corrodes, destroys your statue. I like the plug-in factor, the ability to just plug it and press a button.
I actually have an issue. So I bought a life-size Han Solo and Carbonite for a great price, right? The only problem is one of the panels, like it's not working. The lighter features. I don't know who to go to get it fixed.
Electrician.
Electrician. Yeah? I mean, like, I don't know if I should go to like a hobby place where it would.
They'd have to come to you though, because you ain't moving that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's just I could actually take out the panel. Itself.
Okay. Oh yeah, definitely. 100% an electrician. Yeah.
Yeah.
Electrician.
Okay.
Or get a multimeter and troubleshoot it.
You
Put a
blow
lead
your
on
shit
the
up
bottom,
yourself.
the top. See if it doesn't beep, then you got a short. Replace the wire.
Okay. That's what I'm figuring. It's probably.
I like to hire people. That way, the insurance comes with the job. If I blow shit up myself, I can just look at myself like, I messed it up.
See, I'm different. I tell people if I blow up shit, I'm like, you bought a shitty product, man. That comes with the product you bought. If you would have spent more money, it wouldn't have been blown up. I didn't drive 3 hours to blow up your shit and then not get it paid.
I was getting Ark. Are you getting new pieces, or you're done for a bit?
I'm supposed to either this month or next month. I'm supposed to get the Megazord, Power Rangers Megazord.
Oh, okay. You haven't got any new pieces in, right?
I know. It's driving me crazy.
That's good though. That's a good thing.
No, it's driving me crazy. I've bought Slave One, the toy piece that's really big. I love it, but I'm trying to slow down because I've got of course the Megazord coming in. I'm making payments on Prime 1 Green Lantern. Now I'm making payments on Sideshow Penguin and Tweeterhead Two-Face. So I'm trying to convince myself you don't need to get stuff coming in because you're making monthly payments on these pieces that counts as a statue because you've got them stacked. But it is definitely difficult, especially because I've paid off most of my credit card and it's so easy to go online on eBay and just say buy now, but it's a sickness. It's a sickness. And I think like I've tried to stop watching so many shows throughout the week because I feel like if you're watching these shows, it drags you in where you want to buy something. So if you can somehow space yourself away from everything, maybe I won't be tempted to get as much, especially Joe on our show. You know, he's getting these life-size Star Wars pieces in. So
Star
I'm like,
Wars, you say?
yes,
Ooh.
Star Wars, and it has drugged me in. Like I said, I've got Slave One now,
Well,
right
yes,
next
and
to my
Thor.
monitor.
He just sold all his Batman pieces.
Yeah, what happened to all this? These
The Batman
Harley
stuff?
Quinns and Jokers and all that. What happened to all that stuff?
You are in trouble, my friend.
But Ark, you are in Luxor. You know, NYC is going to be making a Slave One here very soon.
No, I don't want to pay all that money for it. I want to pay the toy price.
Well, no, we can put we put you on a easy
There you
payment
go.
plan.
There you go.
Several and stuff and finance it plus for small processing fee. We can put you on the payment plan, no problem. You say,
Run, Ark, run.
Yeah, I at this point I'm making so many payments on different statues. I could buy a statue every other week. It's like this is madness. I could be getting something in, but now I'm having to wait and the wait, especially with this Megazord. Like I thought I was going to get it in April, especially when the Netflix did their new show to kind of have all the original characters. So I was like, this is going to be awesome. The Netflix show Power Rangers is going to come out. I'm going to get my Megazord. I'm going to build my Power Ranger collection. And then nothing went correct. The Netflix show was trash. My Megazord is still not here. So it's I'm just constantly waiting. It's a waiting game, and it's torture. I'm learning patience from Thor constantly. Like I said, that's why all these people that complain about shipping prices or statue prices, just wait. The piece that you love, eventually wait a couple of years and you'll be able to get it at a discount.
Yeah, but if you love it, you should just buy it, right?
Well, I think if you have to have it now, when it's shiny and new, you want to be first on YouTube, right? Worldwide premiere, first unboxing. I don't get that because that fades. If that's what you're after, that fades. Don't put me on. I haven't too much drink. But if you are seeking that thrill, that fades. If you buy a statue you love, you don't have to worry about the resale later. I keep the boxes because I'm not planning on living here forever. But
here's
my
the thing:
alcoholism will probably kill me. Where my wife will have to deal with the boxes.
But I was gonna say, here's the thing too: is that my
wife got Thor number.
The thing too is that
the listing prices of everything.
My question to you guys is that do you think at some point where a lot of these companies start slowing down on putting out pieces just because no one's pre-ordering it now and everyone's waiting for a deal now, right?
No.
Do you think at some point, lower edition size, less pieces, and now are we going back to the good old days where when Sideshow puts up a piece, it sells out quickly?
No.
Was that the good old days?
I don't think so.
Why was that the good old days when a piece sold out immediately? Because you had all these other people that loved the piece but didn't have the funds at the time. Why is that the good old days when somebody that loved the piece
because
couldn't afford it, but somebody that wanted
they gotta make more money, bro. That's why. Screw them.
That's the flippers win in this category. Like, to me, if you love a piece, edition size doesn't matter. Why has money become a factor?
The thing, PJ, we will never go back to that, is because now, back then, material cost was lower.
Well, I say the good old days because it was less, I don't know, for me, less people in the hobby.
Well, PJ, but people bought what they loved. It wasn't bought for review.
And they made good pieces too back then.
I don't agree with that. People bought what was available.
Yeah, but it's never going back to that. They will always have larger edition sizes, especially Sideshow, is because their appeal now is worldwide, right? So you have a worldwide appeal. Your edition size will be higher, so that way you can lower the cost on the actual statue. And I know a lot of people say, well, the statue has risen in price. Well, if they don't have a large edition size, they can't give you some of that cost back because the smaller edition size for them, they will have to raise the price on the statue. Now, the biggest fear that I have right now is that they cut out the artists and actually go with AI artists to put together statues. Now, when they do that, then that's where the problem comes in. I was always advocating for them to put on the box, let's say Franco Carlissimo Venom. Let's just say, right? But
I don't
put his
know
name
the
on the
Franco
box.
you speak of. Who is he?
Whatever.
No,
Daniel Bell's Spider-Man on the box, and you put it on the box, but by doing that, you ensure that that artist is going to be around and be recognized. Sideshow doesn't want that. They want autonomy, right? So the artist doesn't get recognized unless you go and read the fine print on who actually did this. When the moment happens that the AI artwork can actually supersede the actual artist, that's where the problems come in. That's my only fear. Like that, because Tim taught me how to identify your lover in the art. Right? You
We
see
can't
the
go into
art.
this because Ark doesn't understand it, and I'll get
But he does understand it because he has a lover in his eyes, but he won't never understand it until he looks at all his pieces and actually sees his most valuable pieces have a common thread. I looked at it and I was like, shit, I'm in love with Daniel Bell. And I didn't know it until I actually dissected the pieces that came from him and noticed that those are the pieces that stood out to me the most, which is kind of crazy. And I just don't want that to leave.
Mine's will hard bottle.
See, I agree. I wish I had what you guys had, the love for the artist. You could look at a piece and see the artist in it. I wish I had that, but I don't. I'm fucking cheap. I work my ass off to get every piece. And I'm not saying you guys don't, but to me, if an AI could step in and continue, I couldn't name hardly any of the statues that I have, the artists that did them. If an AI could step in and I get these statues $100, $200 less,
but
I'm gonna throw out that money.
Hold on. Why don't you learn?
Because
like
that's
change
what I see.
This is where, but you can learn.
Can
like
I?
You have the ability, you have the time, you're investing in it. Why don't you learn how to decipher it? Like you're choosing to just go, I don't want to fucking look deeper.
Yeah,
like you have the opportunity to learn and figure out what it is that we're talking about.
Or just look at like your collection. Say, man, I got a lot of this. This looks the same as this one, and those are my favorite pieces. And say, who sculpted it?
So maybe that's the responsibility of the community to scream. So I know that my Gladiator Hulk was done by Daniel Bell.
Right.
Because people screamed. It was a Daniel Bell piece. I love Daniel Bell. I love everything he does. I know Iron Fist was Daniel Bell because they're like, Daniel Bell at XM.
Let me ask you a question. This is the only reason why I knew or I found out, right? Was because, and he pointed it out to me. The pieces that I saw that I admired the most, because I have a ton of pieces. But there's certain pieces that you look at and you're like, shit, that looks mad. Right? So those pieces that I did that too, then I looked over and I was like, oh, hell.
Yeah.
This one guy did all of these pieces, and this is the common thread in these pieces. I did more research behind it, and he was a more interesting dude because of his background to me. But needless to say, is you do, and we had this conversation with you before. But you do have it. You just have to find the pieces that you look at your pieces, the ones that call to you the most. Go look and see who the artist is, and I'm pretty sure they are all the same dude.
I'll say this though, like a sculptor can do an amazing job, right? And we can like praise the sculptor. But each piece is painted in a factory in China that we have no clue the name of that person that painted that piece. And a lot of times the paint can destroy what was sculpted on a piece.
Yeah, but then if you have someone, it's just like, for example, like, with like some of the comic book stuff or the art, like the prints that you buy, it's not like hand painted by the original artist. You want to get an original art from the artist, you pay tons of money. So it'll be same thing with some of these. It's mass produced, unfortunately.
He's going to get some money back off of AI art. They're gonna charge you more, Bucko.
And the thing too is that like I see these pieces as artwork, right? They
Yeah.
are artwork.
They are.
I mean,
They are. I agree.
prove me
100%.
prove me wrong if they're not art.
Look, my mother is an artist. Like she paints stuff and she can't get anything for her original art. All right. And maybe that says that she sucks. But from what I can see, my eye, I look at it, I say it looks great. All right. But nobody, at least in that realm, will pay for original art unless it is something very popular, like a Marvel or DC.
Yeah,
Whatnot.
but I think to get to that point, you have to have a good majority of people liking your art, right?
But see, my point is the way that I view her art. Like I like it, yes, but it's the same way with statues. A lot of people like statues, but they didn't read the comics. They know, it's kind of a poppy thing with the whole movies type thing. So they're going to go after what is the cheapest. What is the cheapest I can pay to get that representation of a character? Does it have to be done, or if it's done by some famous person or some artificial intelligence type thing? Hey, I can look at it. That's good enough for me.
I'm gonna give you pushback.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you pushback for the
I wanna
simple
hear it.
fact that you would pay. There's no cost. There's no price on what you want.
Mm.
Literally,
It's all about if you have money. You're willing to pay if you've got more money.
You can take it. I don't care if it's $20. If you have $20 in your pocket, $2 million. You can have 20 or 2 million. If there's something that you want, that you have that burning in your gut, it doesn't matter the cost. You're going to leave with that piece no matter what it is. So trust and believe. It's not, somebody's going to go for the cheapest. Ark, you're lying. You're disingenuous to say that you go for the cheapest.
So I'll tell you this.
You probably want to pay the cheapest cost, but
and my statement will harm me.
down
It'll
to
make
it,
people
you'll get it.
think I'm shitty. But if I were to see an XM Ghost Rider, right, a recast at a good price, to have that version, although it may not be as great as the XM piece that came out, the factory painted that did that one, I would happily pay a discounted price than what it's going for now to have it in my collection. Now, I'm not going to sell it and say it's the real deal. All right, I think that's the problem with recast. But to get a version of that in my collection, yes, it's a lesser one, but I paid the lesser price.
All right, so do you have recast in your collection now?
I've searched for statues that are
All right,
broken.
do you have
pay the
recast
lesser
in your
price.
collection now?
What?
Do you have recast in your collection now?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, so so there goes your argument straight out the window, because 80% of those statues you can get on eBay right now knowing that they're recast and at half the price. So there goes your argument right out the window. You're not as cheap as you try to make yourself out to be.
Most of these statues I've gotten for under retail.
Yeah, but why don't you get even more on the retail and get the recast?
Yeah, just do that.
Because I didn't find them at the time. I didn't know the websites at the time. My first one of my first 1/6 statues that I got was Superman of Tomorrow, but it was a Chinese version. I kept searching for Superman of Tomorrow. I wanted that piece. I thought it looked great. I found one on eBay, and I was like, "That's like half the price." I bought it, got it in. It had 2 left hands. I still displayed that bitch.
Art, can I make a suggestion? Definitely look at Mercari. I'm telling you, man, Mercari and some of those, you'll find some of those pieces, the recast that you're looking for $20.
That's the thing.
I guarantee it.
This is a hobby. I've got bills to pay. I've got kids to feed.
Okay, but they're $20, and I challenge you to buy something from Mercari.
Hold on, Flank,
$20, and then display your collection.
Flanks are coming on, y'all. Hold on.
I'm not saying buy recast or anything. Like I said, it's a shame what happens, but like you got to live within your means, right?
Okay, so that's 2 different arguments. You're making an argument of living within your means. Fine. If you can't afford any hobby in this world, don't go hungry just to buy a hobby, a toy and a hobby, or purposely going out and buy a recast. I had a friend, which is so stupid that this having this conversation, show me a Ghost Rider, and it was some knockoff crap, some Chinese thing, and I said I wouldn't take it if you gave it to me because I just can't, I just won't, and I don't know. It's just something in getting something that's authentic.
Wait, I thought you had a recast Iron
Man. I brought it by mistake and I couldn't get rid of it. And I got it in my house. It was a bust. Some eBay crap that I was doing. And I'm doing the eBay crap. And it came to the house broken. And I said, yo, take this thing back. And I think I told Thor about it. And I said, take this thing back. And he was like, no, keep it. He sent me back $30. I paid $60 for this thing. And I should have known it was something wrong. But anyway, I can't get rid of it. It's stuck in my house. It's right upstairs. It's Iron Man. It's a bust, and it's a recast. It's fake. It's fake, but it's heavy. It looks real. But I know I will never get rid of it.
It's a recast of what statue though? Of which Iron Man statue?
The first one,
not the original.
Or maybe it's the second one.
I think it's like Iron Man's goof. It was a movie bust. It was for $60. So you know how you play that game on eBay at night. So
yeah, but I feel like you're misusing the word. Is it? I don't even think it's a recast.
What is it?
It's just a knockoff. It's not
a knockoff.
A recast would be a produced piece that they copy. But if it's a piece that hasn't been produced by a company, like not a licensed piece, I wouldn't call it a recast.
I think I'll take a picture and send it to you. I think it was the one that Sideshow did. I don't know.
It's a full body statue or it's a bust?
No, just a bust. And you know I don't got bust.
The one behind Ark?
Huh? No,
it's the one behind Ark.
No, it's the chest one with the gray base that curves out. It's quite common type thing.
Well,
but so my point is, if somebody could only afford a recast, but they love the thing that they got, are you going to rob them and you're going to say, "Hey, you're a fake, you're a phony, you're an outcast. How dare you buy this piece?" And that's all they could afford.
But all right, in ignorance,
him just like, "Yep, moving on."
You can give somebody a pass in ignorance, but when you're no longer ignorant to whatever it is, then you're doing it on purpose. So whatever comes with that is on you. Don't expect real statue collectors to come over to your collection and admire your recast collection because that's not going to happen.
No, I don't think you should.
They're going to look at your cheap ass and say, "Sorry, I can't do this." Right?
I don't think you should sell it as an original or even promote.
That's a different argument.
Hey, look how great this is. That's different. But if all you can afford is this recasted piece, don't knock these people that's all they can afford. They would love to get the real thing, but that's out of their reach.
But the thing too is that I think in this hobby, there's so many different choices. Whether it be you want to go the cheap route, the expensive route. Listen, we all started cheap, right? Like we start collecting Funkos, we start collecting, hot toys, and we start going leveling up. So there's whatever you do, whatever it is, fits your budget, then there's a market for you to go to, right? Now, if you start going, say, "Hey, you know what? I really love that $1,200 statue. I want to collect statue, but I can't afford it." Well,
so Jose says recasting is evil. How many statues has he had made where he did not pay a license fee? Is that not the same fucking thing?
It's not.
It's not the same thing. Recast is akin to a counterfeit. So if you had a Rolex watch that was a counterfeit watch, that in statue collecting, that's akin to a recast. If it was, I don't know Rolex's, but if it was one of the, I think Mariner is one of their models. If it was the same thing, it's a counterfeit, right? But if somebody made a watch and printed Rolex on it, that's kind of custom-esque because it's not an exact copy of what
Wait, so a recast Rolex does it not tell the time?
Yeah, it does.
Oh God.
Oh my God, bro.
Good night, guys.
Yeah, so Vader got to get up at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's
Sure.
been fun.
I'm sorry,
gonna-
guys. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. We're gonna reconvene next Saturday
Yes, sir.
at Collector
Cookout.
BBQ.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You know, we're gonna have 2 smokers going at once, which Vader's excited about.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
You know, and the debut of the Dark Side Salmon. Pause.
Ooh, I want some dark side. meat.
I just want to be clear. I'm not promoting by recast. All right.
Yeah,
I don't have
right.
recast.
What? I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Love you guys.
But until then, never have so few, oh so much to so many.
Tim,
Good
I'm gonna take a picture and put it in the chat.
Thank you.